Hello friends, welcome to the Mad Poet's Lair. Today is May 4th, it's Friday. It's almost a week since my friend Rich died. I thought I might tell a few tales. His friendship with me was basically around motorcycles at first. First time I met him outside of high school, our house had burnt down and we lived in town. We were living in the Swope's house, right downtown Dover. And I had heard of this place called the Pits. You could ride a dirt bike. That's like 14 years old. So I was pushing my dirt bike, my DT 250 Yamaha, to the Pits. It was just down the road, across the street, through a development, and then there were the Pits. Well, Rich was outside his house in that development working on his 250 Elsinore Honda, which would be a good bike to have now, very collectible, I'm sure. Pushing my bike past his house and he was there working on his bike out in the driveway, and that's when we actually started our friendship, right then and there. I remember it. Since then, there have been quite a few little incidents, all the exciting things. One time he took me to this place around the Conewago Creek. I was still on my 250 DT Yamaha. I think he might have still been on his Elsinore. I don't remember. After the Elsinore, he had a Honda XR 125. It might have been an XL 125. Anyway, this big ass hill, right on the Conewago Creek, up through the trees and stuff, and I went up there. First you had to go down to get to it. You had to go down, and what you did, you turn your motorcycle off, kept it in first gear, used your front brake because you had to use your feet because it was so ruddy and slippery and going down. You couldn't use your rear brake because you had to have your feet on the ground, so you had to keep it in gear with the engine off to use the engine for a brake going down. Well, that's all well and good. And I got halfway back up, lost traction or whatever, had to turn it around and come back down. Well, I forgot to turn it off, I guess, or I had it in neutral. I don't remember. I just know I was going so fast down that hill. Now I might have been, trying not to exaggerate now, I bet you I was 60 feet up, and the hill was like this. And when I turned around and came back down with it in neutral or whatever, I don't know what I did. I was just going like hell. And somehow, I don't believe in God, but perhaps the hand of God stopped me at the bottom. All I know is I was going, looking at tree roots and tree trunks and rocks, and next thing I was almost over the handlebars and left and right, and then suddenly I was just stopped at the bottom of the hill. I was just stopped. Rich, who had been down there the whole time, he said when he heard me coming down the hill, because it must have been quite a noise, I'm sure I was shrieking, he said he just turned around and put his head between his hands. He thought for sure I was a goner. And then I'm like, Rich, how do we get out of here? Well, the only way is back up the hill. I said, no, screw that. So we ended up going along the creek through brush and bushes over our heads, just pushing through with the motorcycles. I was not going back up that hill, not even trying. Another episode. The new pits, which were near the house, his house, but it was actually an active clay mine, whatever, a strip mine. I don't know what they were doing there. So we had to like kind of get in there, sneak in there after hours on the weekends. I think Rich was on his Honda then. I don't know, the Elsinore or the 125. Anyway, big open area, big strip mine area. Rich is sitting like this. This hill was over here. A guy named Tiger LeBron, I think, was climbing the hill. Rich was watching him. I was just gonna fly past Rich. I was just gonna on my little DT250, just fly, scare him, you know. Yeah, well, about the time I got going like hell, getting ready to pass him, he didn't see me. He turned like this to go up the hill. I slam on the brakes. I hit him so hard, knock him completely off his motorcycle. It doesn't even stop me. I keep going. Well, we both ended up in the hospital, emergency room. No broken bones, but really pretty smashed up feet. I was on crutches for a couple days. I think Rich was too. Oh, let's see, another magical moment. There was a place called Otter Creek down by the Susquehanna. Right on the Susquehanna was a little park. Had a creek, Otter Creek, going back. We used to walk back there and explore. Well, we were leaving Otter Creek. I was on a TX 750. Rich was on his RD 400 Daytona Special. Little, not even a 2-lane road. Kind of road you'd have to pull over to let a car go by. I don't know. I was in front and I was going faster and faster. He was in back. We were both going faster and faster. The road went up. 90-degree left-hand turn. You know, I don't know. I might have been doing 30 miles an hour at the most, maybe. But too fast. Tried to go around that corner, laid the bike over. Next thing I know, I'm on my back. The bike's sliding away from me. I bounce up, actually, onto my knees, onto my feet. Rich falls right behind me. Here, both going too fast. Well, I'm on my knees getting up. The wind's completely knocked out of me. Rich gets up. He's like, hey, Frank, hey. I'm like, I'm trying to say I'm okay, but all that's coming out is like, I'm on my feet at that point. Rich is like, are you okay? And then my wind is so knocked out of me. I'm actually on my feet, and then I go back down to my knees, and then I go back down to my back. Well, we ended up both okay. He really kind of twisted his ankle a little bit. I was fine except having a sore back. Broke my handlebar. Had to ride back to the trailer. That's when he was living in the trailer out by Stony Brook. We both made it. His bike wasn't damaged that much. But we made it okay. There's one time at the trailer. I stayed with him in Lori at the trailer for a while. Too long at one point. He had the RD 400. was coming back. Had a pizza on his lap. I think a sub sandwich down his jacket and a 6-pack of beer on the back, strapped down with bungee cords. We did that a lot of times. One time he had his, he didn't realize it, but his carburetor float was overflowing and spilling gasoline out of the overflow tube, which landed in front of his rear tire, and he fell down like 3 or 4 times coming home. Last time he's just coming up the road to the trailers, broke the beer, spilled the beer that time. Who am I going to talk to now? I know there's a lot of people that miss Rich. None the least his family. I feel kind of selfish. Who am I going to talk to now about these things? We talked about so many things: meaning of life, our old exploits on motorcycles, all the things he did that I wasn't around for, and all the things I did that he wasn't around for. We talked about these things. Now, yes, my wonderful girlfriend Cheryl, we talk about the meaning of life and stuff, and I've got a friend down here, Charles, a big motorcycle enthusiast. We talk about things but I knew Rich since I was 15 years old. And it's funny, you know, it's like I knew him since I was 15, and we had all these experiences, but then we really weren't together for like the last 20 years. We were only connected by the telephone. Man, we had some conversations. Now who am I going to talk to? He had to up and die on me. Maybe I can just make videos like this once a week. I miss my friend. I don't know what else to say. Who I'm going to talk to now. Well, friends, this is the Mad Poet saying, don't neglect your friends or your family. Might surprise you how quickly they disappear. Until next time, I love you all.